Hi, third years. How are you? Hopefully, by now we've already met on the Teams meeting. Um, and you know what we need to do for today, which is you need to plan your ideas for the adventure creative essay. So let's have a quick recap of what you should have done in the previous lessons. First lesson, we kind of looked at examples of adventure writing, the genre markers or the rules. Second of all, second lesson, we looked at language, about how to build up descriptions, how to use descriptions as keys to what the characters are like, or to build up this sense of tension about what's going to happen next. This lesson, all I want you to do, is quite an easy lesson actually, is just to plan your ideas. Now there might not be much writing, but I want you to really spend the time thinking, because there's nothing worse than quickly coming up with a plan and then feeling in the next lesson you have to deliver it and your ideas aren't that good because you haven't spent time on them. So thinking is what I need you to do. When I find the best essays often are the ones that are planned, because when you're actually writing it, I don't want you to be not knowing what's coming next. How can you build up a set of clues? You know, if you want a character, for example, to be a bit mean at the start, but doing something in the game, they discover a friendship with somebody else and then they change towards the end. How can you do that unless you've pre-planned the ending first? Okay, so this lesson I want you to kind of think of every angle, and that way you can set up your characters to develop. So things like I'm looking for, say now in your setting, whatever setting you choose, say now in the ending you're going to have, I don't know, some sort of animal come in and destroy the windows of the place. Well, I would have potentially in paragraph 1 described the windows when they were intact, so that almost sets it up as a clue as something that's going to be destroyed. Sometimes there's a sad part of being an English teacher. You learn the hard way that every time a writer invests in a gorgeous description, they're not only showing off their language, they're giving you a clue. So, for example, if my character has really long hair and I've spent time explaining how this hair is in a plait and is halfway down her back, usually it means her hair is going to be involved in some point of the action. Maybe there's going to be a swarm of bees that get all stuck in her hair and she's all like freaking out. Do you see what I mean? So now is the time in your planning to try and think not only what is going to happen, but how can I use descriptions to set up these clues? Now, as a marker, I will be reading your essays thinking, oh, wonder why you've described in detail the driveway up to this, I don't know, hotel. Does that have something to do later on? I hope it does, with something that happens. And if you kind of whet my interest and kind of satisfy it by having the plot develop in that way, it kind of makes me as a marker, as a reader, feel clever, and it adds to a sense of enjoyment. So that's what I want you to do today. There's 2 tables. I want you to plan your ideas and plan your descriptions. You don't have to write the descriptions, just plan them. So for example, as I said, that character is going to have really long hair and I'm going to explain it because later on something's going to happen to it. Okay? So I really hope you enjoyed today. I must say I'm really impressed with your work so far. You're completing the work to high standards. So keep at it. You're doing really well.